Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. And I am not really here. I am currently in the UK, fingers crossed, all things going well, at the Book Direct show and the Short Stay Summit. Now, I am pre-recording a couple of these intros, so there is something to go out on the daily podcast. Like I said, in the whole of 2021, I want there to be a daily podcast going out to help you, the hosts, get the tools, the tactics, the training, and the confidence to get more bookings. Now, I'm going to slightly flip it, because I was interviewed on a podcast recently by the amazing Lenka. Now, what I wanted to do was just to put that podcast on the Boostly podcast in its entirety. But it was over an hour long, and I do like to keep these episodes kind of short. So what we're going to do is I've got a little segment of that podcast to share with you. Lenka asked some amazing questions. I sort of documented the whole of Boostly. So if you've ever been interested who I am, how I got started, why I do this, and most importantly, the tools that I use to run Boostly and recommend to others, then this will be a good one to check out. So without further ado, let me flip my camera. You're going to be listening or watching to the amazing Lenka, and we are delving into all about Boostly and who and how I got here. As always, thanks to the sponsors. I'll be back hopefully in a few days' time from the UK, where we'll be able to pick this up as per usual. But for now, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and here is the amazing Lenka.
So, Mark, so you've been describing what Boostly can actually, what can help with. Can you explain a bit more as well about what is it deeper? So you're doing websites, you're doing academy. So how does that work?
Yeah, so over the years, Boostly has evolved in what we do and what I offer, or what we offer. Because it's not just me anymore, there's a full team behind. When I first started, I was just doing one-on-one work. So I would go into a hotel or a guest house in the Yorkshire coast, and I would work on a one-on-one basis with them. I'd take over their OTAs, their website, I'd take over the social media, and it was great, and it was getting cool results, but it was never going to scale. I was never going to get to my goal, because I could only ever work with 4 or 5 people at a time. And this is when I started out. So I didn't know anything about systems or scaling or teams or outsourcing. I've had to learn all of that as I go. So in 2017, I flipped it from a one-to-one model to a one-to-many model. And I created the Boostly Academy, which is basically training videos that anybody can access at any time. It was designed with hosts in mind. So it's not a course, because I know with the majority of hosts, they're too busy to do a course. Where they have to tune in for 2 hours every week, etc., etc. I get that. And so the Boostly Academy went really well. We went from 5 hosts to 300, 400, 500, 600. It's close to 1,000 hosts right now in there.
Nice.
And at the back of that success, one of the big problems that I saw from hosts, and the big pain point, was the website. Website designers going missing. It's not working. They're having to do it themselves, and they don't really know what WordPress is all about, or they're just relying on a free one that they got with their property management software. And so we started doing WordPress websites, and it worked really well because we just knew what the guest is looking for, and we mimicked what the big chains, so the Hilton and Marriott, the Premier Inns, were doing, and we mimicked as well what the Airbnbs and the Booking.coms were doing. And we basically put that into a WordPress website, and we duplicated and duplicated and duplicated. We've got a website wireframe that works every single time. And that's just expanded and grown, and now we're closing in on 700 clients. We've got some really cool technology now that syncs straight in real time into the leading PMSs around the world. With Guesty and channel managers like Rentals United and Toki, Zeevoo, Uplisting, you name it, we are slowly working with them all. And what that means now for a host is that they've got a mini OTA website, and they've got a mini OTA website for themselves, which is amazing. And that has been pretty much like our bread and butter now. If I was to break the business down into 60-30-10, 60% of it is websites, 30% is training, and 10%, the final 10% is content creation. So this is something that I started in 2018 because I'm always banging on to hosts. You should be posting on social media every single day. You should be sending an email at least once a month. And they were coming to me like, yeah, Mark, that's all well and good, but I haven't got the time and I haven't got the creativity to create social media posts every day. And I definitely don't know what to send on an email. And so I goes, right, well, if you don't know what to send, I'll create it for you. And I reached out to an agency and we came together with a rate. And they every month create with their copywriters and designers 30 to 40 pieces of content every month. And that content, you can just copy it, paste it, personalize and post it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything, everywhere.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah, anywhere you want, everywhere you want. And you can even schedule it. So with Facebook, you can schedule your whole month's of posts in 1 hour, which I know a couple of hosts do, which is awesome. And then, so you can forget about it because you can literally set it and forget it. And as long as you're looking, it's most important in 2020 to show that you were visible, because so many businesses didn't come out the other side of it. And people were looking at social media to check that you're still there. And if you hadn't posted for a couple of weeks, they're thinking, hang on a second, I might not book of them, and they might not be around, you know? And so by literally having a social media post every day, it shows that you're visible. And those that stayed visible were bookable, very much so, coming out of lockdowns. And another thing with the email templates as well, these have been designed by expert copywriters. And so these have been literally designed to use emotion, persuasion in text. And email has, and will always be the best form of marketing. And we've got templates for all sorts of scenarios, whether you're trying to get into a corporate company for business corporate clients to get past the gatekeeper, to send out to an email to your email list about staycations and the power of staycations, or FOMO, fear of missing out bookings. We've got tons of different scenarios. And it doesn't matter whether you've got an email list of 1 or an email list of 1,000. These work really well. And there's loads of different ways that we can send them. And and it's only a £5 a month. That's only £5 a month. Wow. So it's really cost effective. And I've messed around and played around with different pricing. And I got to about £20. And I was like, why am I keeping putting the price up? The reason for this is to get to the goal of helping 1 million hosts. So I just knocked it down to a £5 and it's boomed. It's like 700 people are doing that, which is great, which is amazing. Any money that I make from that goes straight back into the content creator. So what I did a couple of weeks ago is that with the bit of profits that we had, I reached out and I got some more email templates done. I got another copywriter to create a website headline generator tool that you can also use on your Airbnb listings for your, the title that's really hard to do. You can use it and use it for that. So we're able to basically reinvest it into content creation, which I absolutely love and adore. And through growing the business, outsourcing, getting more team members, I've now been able to totally remove myself from a lot of the day-to-day, so it's freed up more time. So I've just recently started doing one-on-one coaching, which I haven't done for so long, and I'm really enjoying it. It's only a maximum of 7 clients, and it just means that I'm able to do a monthly Zoom call with them. They have access to WhatsApp, and we really delve into the business, and it's not just marketing, but it's systems, it's structures, it's everything. I think the best way that I can see it working is that I'm just an ideas man. They come to me and I'm just somebody that can bounce ideas off. Because a lot of the time people are doing this, whether the partner's not truly involved or they don't feel like they've got like a network of people they can really ask in-depth questions to. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I absolutely buzz off my Thursday calls when I do them. And it's a minimum term of 3 months. And for a lot of people, they're coming to the end of the first 3 months. And I may continue doing it. But yeah, there's other things. There's other sort of like ideas as well. And there's obviously the book as well. So there's lots of different ways coming up that I can help.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Bruce Lee podcast. Bruce Lee like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.